It's about, you got to be 2 plays ahead, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean,
back to Jacobs. Back to extending the record. Now 9 consecutive games with a touchdown.
Ben Johnson was the best at it last year. Right now.
Did you see that? Wait. Play it back. Rewind. A little further. Play it back. Watch Aiden right here.
Yeah, that's exactly
Rewind.
right. I mean,
What's he doing? What is this guy doing? Let's get into it. The Detroit Lions opened up the 2025 season with a thud at Lambeau Field. Falling 27-13, the Green Bay Packers in the game exposed cracks on both sides of the ball. Defensively, the front four never found their footing. Jordan Love was kept clean all afternoon, and Detroit failing to even record a single sack and managing just 2 QB hits. The lack of consistent pressure up front allowed Green Bay to control the tempo and the game. And then there's Aiden Hutchinson. Making his first appearance since last year's leg injury, the Lions star edge rusher was largely neutralized, chipped all game, and double-teamed. He finished with no sacks and just 1 quarterback hit and a couple of pressures. Far from the game-wrecking presence that Detroit has come to know and expect. For a team that leans heavily on his ability to disrupt, Hutchinson's quiet day was both a symptom and a symbol of the Lions' struggles in Week 1, the defensive line. So as we always do on Tape Don't Lie, we're going to give it to you funky, and I hope you're ready for it. This is Avery Giovanni, Spirit Detroit Podcast. Let's get into it.
Despite the double team narrative that's all around YouTube right now, Hutchinson did have some opportunities to get sacks. If he wasn't running into a swarm of defenders, crowding the A-gap, he was getting sent on TE and LE stunts that were ineffective and took too long to develop. However, out of the whole game, he had opportunities of one-on-one situations that he didn't maximize on. And I'm not trying to dump on Hutch, but for a former defensive player of the year contender, a returning team, I would like to see the Hutchinson rules and everything we've come to know actually be true. And film don't lie, tape doesn't lie. Reporters do, practice squad does, all these other things. And now with the information that we know about our offensive line, yeah, the Hutch rules did exist. Or in the preseason, the Hutch rules were completely a thing. But the Hutch rules were not in effect today at all. We seen flashes though. We seen flash, and here he is at the goal line. This goes for a touchdown, a tight end post in the middle of a cover 2 zone, completely, right? But we see the old bulldozing. We see the old ability, but it was hindered by the scheme and the game planning of Kelvin Shepherd. Kelvin Shepherd sent him on numerous LE and TE stunts, even had him play nose at one point in a NASCAR package, which was highly ineffective. Also having him drop back, which was highly ineffective. We'll get in another chapter. But for the most part, let's take a look at this play. The Detroit Lions here are in an overfront. And an overfront is called over because the defensive line shifts toward the strong side, i.e. the running back and the tight end side. And where you see a running back and tight end together, that's the strong side of the formation. So on the Aiden Hutchinson side, the weak side backer and Aiden Hutchinson are going to do something called a stunt. And this particular stunt is called a pirate stunt. Often used against run-heavy teams, the defensive end will slant and crash hard while the linebacker feels the vacated edge. It's an aggressive design blitz, and it's aggressive and designed to blow up blocking scheme. This is how we created a one-on-one matchup in this situation. Now, Aiden Hutchinson would have had a one-on-one matchup off the edge no matter what with number 60. And this is my biggest problem. This stunt, pirate stunt, takes far too long to develop. Now, with the pirate stunt itself, I think in this particular situation, it was unnecessary. There was already a jet protection going on with the offensive line anyway. A jet protection is classic pass protection used in the West Coast offense, and it's still widely used in the NFL today. The offensive line is going to have slide protection, and that's what the 3-jet and the 2-jet come from. This right here is 3-jet. On one side, the offensive line will slide to cover gaps or overloaded side. On the other side, which is the big on big side and big on big blocking, each lineman takes the defender directly in front of them. And in this situation,
He picks up blitzing linebackers, edge rushers on the BOB side. It's a man side. This stunt takes so long to develop, and the pirate stunt making that defensive end crash hard is so underwhelming that these two linemen have the ability to reset and deliver punching blows, and Aiden Hutchinson barely gets there. And that's my problem with some of these stunts that I've seen on film in the game. No one else is going to tell you this because no one else knows. It's okay. I'm here all week. But this is my biggest problem. When you went on these stunts and these blitzes, they were ineffective because they took so long to develop. Whether the talent wasn't there from the edge rusher or whether the burst wasn't there from Aiden Hutchinson, this should be a blown up play. But even when he gets hemmed up by the actual guard, he's so high in his stance, he has no leverage on the actual guard himself. So low leverage wins, low man wins, and I didn't see that from Aiden Hutchinson. And these were countless throughout the game. These stunts were a waste of time. I think Hutchinson records a sack, whether through a stunt or whether one-on-one like I've shown in this actual film study. I think the narrative is changing, and I think that the whole premise of the Aiden Hutchinson is still rocky and shaky from injury, that changes. Or the defensive line, that changes. It would be, the videos would be Aiden Hutchinson's back, and then 20 million people would make videos about Aiden Hutchinson being back, and we wouldn't have no problem even if he got one sack. The problem is his scheme nullified him. What was being called nullified him. I even seen him line up at nose tackle, which was okay, I guess, because he was on the ground. And I'm not going to be hard on a guy. I'm not going to be hard on a player, but I feel like narrative shifts from week to week. 1 minute, if Hutch records a sack or 2 sacks in this game, we say he's elite and he's back to normal. In this actual game, I actually seen Hutch one-on-one play with power moves and show that old Hutch that he was. And then I seen this timid nature of Hutchinson that I didn't like. And let's get into that chapter right now. There's a mental toughness that you have to go through when you come back from injury. And that mental toughness is poked and prodded at every snap because you don't know how your leg will be. You see people going at your legs. On this particular play, this tight end went at Aiden Hutchinson's leg. Now, Aiden Hutchinson jumped out the way, but you can see, especially from a film perspective, they were going at his leg. This is not the first time this happened. From, I would say, there's 2 snaps particularly I seen where they initially just went at his legs. Whether it was going to get called, whether it was not going to get called, he jumped or moved out the way. And this is part of the mental gymnastics he's going to have to play with the injury. Now, I'm not going to dog him for jumping out the way or nothing like that. What I'm saying is there was certain plays that I seen him not be him mentally. And mentally, he wasn't him. He was making business decisions. He was making, you could call it the scarcity of coming back from injury, or you know that he has a looming contract moving forward and he has to be productive for that contract. But that would be an indictment on his character as a whole. In this game, there was times where he pulled up on a tackle or just got manhandled on a play that I don't think that person was capable of making on him. And these are examples of this type of situation. Every example you see here is Hutch almost getting dominated or being out of position, or even worse, just not making the play. So then there's this play where Hutchinson has a clear aim at Josh Jacobs. Now, take this with a grain of salt. This play, to me, personifies 2 things. One, it's the end of the game. It's the end of the game. You've been manhandled all game. Not Hutchinson, but the team as a team has been manhandled all game. So this play is not going to change anything down the stretch in the 4th quarter. But making this play will show other things. And we've seen him make this play in Chicago. If I can put the clip in, I'll put it in right here. But I've seen him make this play. I've seen him take David Montgomery when he played for Chicago and throw him across the field. I've seen this in person. I've seen it.
So when I see this and he pulls up and he's more hesitant, old Hutch makes this play. Now, if I break this play down, he's going to play contain on the outside. And playing contain on the outside is okay. And when he recognizes that the ball carrier is there, he's going to run after the ball carrier. But first, let's talk about the technique and all the great stuff that goes with that. The technique and the stance that he's in currently is a surf technique, hence in the name of, hence the surfing-like style that he's in. This surf technique works as a mechanism to be able to react to counters. You don't want to break down and overcommit, so you actually use the surf technique so you can always be square to the line of scrimmage while being able to make the ball carrier make a tackle for the ball carrier, where they go outside of you or inside of you. This is a popular technique that's always used, especially with running quarterbacks. The big problem with the surf technique here is he stays in the surf technique. He runs after the ball carrier. We already know. And then he just pulls up when Jack Campbell falls down. And Jack Campbell falls down. There's no need to risk your life in the play. But this is clearly a different decision Hutch right now. This is clearly a different Hutch in mentality and a different Hutch in goal or whatever it is. It could be the injury portion where he is afraid of risking injury. It also could be the contract portion. It also could be like, oh, well, they scored. But Hutch in the past makes this play and dominates this man. So this is probably the biggest play of the game to me that I've seen Hutch, and I had to just research Hutch. I mean, I'm not trying to insult Hutch. And coming back from injury isn't just about reps and rehab, okay? You have to fight through not just pain, but fight through those memories. Fight through the idea of, if I make this tackle, what happens? But understand that in this situation, you're not alone. You're not the only person on that defense that was injured. We had 20 players, up to 20 players injured on that defense, five of which were very core to the actual system on defense.
So you have to tell yourself,
This injury didn't break you. It built you. It built you again. So for me, I'm looking at it from a standpoint of, it could be the injury thing. It also could be the contract thing. All in all, the defense in a nutshell played bad. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I got the same old Detroit defensive line, and it was atrocious. And for me, if you're going to do these stunts, do them on the weaker sides. Do them with people that can't get pressure. Do them with these nose tackles that you think are good. Do them with that. If you want to be in an over front and you want to go against jet protection, let Hutch be one-on-one. Because we've seen sparks and we've seen power plays and we've seen pass rush that could facilitate him getting one-on-one coverage and QB hits and sacks as a whole. I feel like it is the injury thing. I mean, this just isn't a comeback for me. It's a confrontation between who you are and who you were, who you feared you become, and who you determined to be. Like, this is a mental game that you have to understand from a bigger and broader standpoint. Every snap, every step, every breath, that is a declaration when you're on the field. Because you're not saying that you're done. You're not saying that you're broken. You're saying you're built for this. And you're going to come back stronger than anyone can ever see. You went from a maniac to a monster. And because the body heals and the mind sharpens, what's left is a player who's been through the fire, who's been through the wire, and who came out forged. To me, Aiden Hutchinson isn't just returning to football. He's returning to prove that setbacks don't define greatness. Comebacks do.